Palantir keeps teasing breakout traders, but the real story is the compression forming beneath the resistance. One decisive push could flip sentiment extremely fast. Now, in day trading Palantir, just make sure you are aware that we are very much so bearish in the shorter term going into what is a trading range, okay? Now, this will lead us to just a few examples of how we should trade this. The very first one is obviously enough, a sell, and that sell is going to be as simple as looking for a variation to get underneath this pivot as we now look to rotate back to the downside, okay? Now, from this perspective, just be aware that if, let's just say, we gap down in tomorrow's session, we are actually a little bit more likely, or far more likely, to find a buying opportunity off a twin variation to now rotate back to the upside than we would be for a continuation going down lower, okay? Now again, this is the reference because of the fact that this is the midpoint of the range subjectively right there, and that's going to act as the anchor pivot as we swing from highs to lows. So it won't be until we get, well beyond this level of support, which is going to be somewhere right here, do we really need to justify anything other than a buying opportunity off of the lows. Now with that same concept in mind, just be aware that, okay, if we do collapse lower, then that would be justified as far as change in momentum. So if you notice that we gap down or just push aggressively lower, you will have to be nimble and mold with the market. And in this situation now, you want to switch from buying to ultimately selling that low as it looks to now retest that low, okay? So this is pretty much all the ways you need to handle the market as we rotate lower. However, there's one final push, and that is if we go higher first, okay? Like I mentioned before, there is levels of resistance overhead symbolized by those same deviations. So it would be something like so. So if you really want to be bullish in tomorrow's session and we do go higher, just be aware that we're going to have to break out on this on strength, obviously, right? And show strength by either separation or by this cascade pattern. Now with that being said, we can look for now a buying opportunity for the market to rotate back up to that prior high and potentially start looking at these prior highs from a few days ago, okay? But just be aware that this is the most important way when trying to trade this to the upside, given the fact that we are at heavy resistance and should be expecting a rotation coming back down. Now be sure to join me every Friday for the free live stream so you can see me trade the ES futures contracts here on YouTube. And besides that, if you want to learn and join the community of like-minded individuals, then look down below for the Discord link. Thanks for watching. See you in the next candle.